Welcome back to Bookcast, Bestsellers in Minutes. And you know what that means. We're diving deep into another bestseller. Today we're taking on Scott Turow's Presumed Guilty.
Buckle up. It's a legal thriller, but so much more than just a whodunit.
Oh, absolutely. More than just a whodunit. In fact, it's a story that, well, it grabs you from the very first page and throws you right into the middle of a murder mystery, and with some seriously complex characters.
And those twists and turns, right, Turow was famous for.
Yeah, get ready for a wild ride, because this book, it delivers on that. Big time. But it also really digs deep into some big ideas like justice, memory, and how the past can really stick with you, even when you think you've left it behind.
Okay, so let's set the scene here. We've got Rusty Savage, a former judge. He's left that whole city life behind for something quieter out in Staging County.
Yeah.
Trying to rebuild his life, finds love with Bea, and he's figuring out this relationship with her son, Aaron. But Rusty's past, well, let's just say it's a little complicated. That's one way to put it. I mean, Rusty's been to prison, which gives him a really, really unique and, let's be honest, maybe a bit jaded perspective on the justice system. He knows firsthand that things aren't always what they seem. Justice, well, it doesn't always win.
And that's where things take this interesting turn. The community is rocked by this murder. May Potter, who, by the way, is the daughter of the county prosecutor, is found dead. And guess who immediately becomes suspect number one?
I bet I can guess. It's gotta be
Aaron.
Aaron. There it is.
You got it.
The evidence starts piling up fast, too. You've got a shoe print, matches a rope hidden away in his garage, and then, well, he disappears right after this big fight with Maya. It all just points to him.
It does. And okay, now put yourself in Rusty's shoes for a second. Okay, so B, the woman he's in love with, wants him to defend Aaron.
Oh, wow.
Which puts him right back in that courtroom, a place filled with memories he'd probably rather forget.
Yeah. Heavy stuff.
So how do you think that whole situation impacts his approach to this case?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, it really highlights one of the big themes that runs through this whole book. How do you separate your personal feelings from what you got to do, your professional duty? Rusty's wrestling with that right from the get-go.
Right.
He cares about Bea, wants to be there for her. But on the other hand, he knows these accusations against Aaron are serious.
They are. And to make it even more intense, the investigation, it's being led by Rusty's old friend, Manzi Potter. And, did I mention Manzi just happens to be Mallory's grandfather?
Oh, wow.
Talk about awkward.
Yeah. That's adding fuel to the fire for sure.
It really is. So you've got Rusty battling these doubts about Aaron, right? But then he's also deeply in love with Bea and wants to protect her.
It's classic Turow, isn't it? He just weaves together all these legal things, personal relationships, throws in some moral dilemmas. You get a story that's both intellectually engaging and emotionally just, whoa, gripping. Makes you wonder, what would you do in that kind of situation? Could you defend someone you loved, even if you had that little voice in your head whispering, are they really innocent?
It's a tough question. And that's that complexity that Turow throws at you in Presumed Guilty. He doesn't make it easy. No simple answers. He makes you confront those uncomfortable gray areas of human relationships, and the justice system. This is more than a legal thriller. It's really a story that gets inside your head.
Exactly. And as this whole story unfolds, we meet all these other characters who just add more layers to the whole mystery. You've got Hardy Potter, the prosecutor, driven by grief, and maybe even a little bit of vengeance.
And then there's Cassidy, one of May's friends. She starts to reveal this side of May that, maybe wasn't so perfect.
Yeah, and then you've got Joe, Aaron's grandfather.
Oh, yeah.
He's a tough one to figure out. His testimony during the trial, it changes the whole game. He gives Aaron an alibi, but it's shaky. Really shaky. It makes you wonder, is he telling the whole truth? Or is he trying to protect his grandson, even if it means, maybe even risking his own freedom?
Well, it's a brilliant move by Turow, introducing these other characters like this. He's bringing up some big questions about how we see things, our biases. He's forcing us to ask, how much can we trust our own memories? Can we ever really know someone, even the people we're closest to?
It's true.
And as this trial goes on, you get hit with twist after twist. A hidden witness shows up, crucial evidence gets, buried. And then, whoa, this shocking revelation about Bea just rocks Rusty's world. Turow's a master at blending legal thriller with this psychological suspense. It keeps you guessing, questioning everything, even your own thoughts.
It is. And what's so cool is how Turow uses the little details to show how evidence can be subjective. Take the shoe prints they found at the crime scene. The prosecution wants to use them as they're slam dunk proof. But Rusty, he challenges how reliable they really are. He's like, hey, shoe print analysis, it's not an exact science. Lots of people could have those same shoes. It's a little reminder that even what seems like, ironclad proof can be full of doubt.
Right. It's like that saying, if the shoe fits, you must acquit, but, well, sometimes the shoe might not fit as well as you think.
Right.
And just when you think you've got it all figured out, that rope, the one they found in Aaron's garage, that adds a whole other layer of intrigue to the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
At first, it seems like, well, it's definitely linking Aaron to the crime.
Yeah.
But then B drops this bombshell. She claims she's the one who put it there years ago. Talk about a courtroom shocker.
Oh, totally. And it throws Rusty's whole defense strategy out the window. And then you got to wonder about B. Is she telling the truth? Or is she desperately trying to protect her son, even if it means, well, taking the fall for him? Or is this just another example of how manipulative she can be?
Yeah. Turow is so good at keeping you guessing. Blurs the lines between truth and lies.
Yeah.
You never really know who to believe or what's really going on, and this is just the beginning.
It is. We've only scratched the surface of presumed guilty here. There's just so much more to unpack. The trial, Rusty's ethical dilemmas, and then that shocking truth that finally comes out.
So if you want to experience this whole legal thriller, you got to dive into the book yourself. But stick with us, because in part 2, we're going to get even deeper into Rusty's moral struggles and that bombshell revelation about B.
We'll uncover how Turow uses this courtroom drama to really explore those themes of justice, memory, and, the power of family secrets.
It's going to be good. Welcome back to Bookcast Bestsellers in Minutes, and to part 2 of our deep dive into Scott Turow's Presumed Guilty. Last time, remember, you were left kind of reeling from that revelation about the police, withholding evidence that could have helped Aaron. What a bombshell. Makes you think, doesn't it, about the whole system?
Absolutely. And it wasn't just like an accident. It was deliberate, by people in power, people who should be, upholding the law. It's like, wow, a wake-up call, right? Power can be abused, even when it comes to justice. Sometimes personal agendas get in the way, or maybe they're just trying to protect, the way things are.
It's kind of scary to think about, isn't it?
Okay.
The people you're supposed to trust might be twisting the truth. And then you have Rusty right in the middle of all this, trying to make sense of it all. Plus, he's dealing with Bea's confession about, her past relationship with Hardy, the prosecutor.
Right. And let's not forget, he's starting to doubt Aaron, too. I mean, could the guy he's defending actually be guilty? That's what makes this book more than just a typical legal thriller. Rusty's not just, going through the motions of a case. He's a guy who's been betrayed, and he's questioning everything he thought he knew.
It's like he's fighting two battles, right? One in the courtroom and one inside himself.
Exactly.
And just when you think, okay, things can't get more complicated, Rusty discovers that, Bea has been deceiving him too. She's been giving him information that's, let's say, carefully chosen, to kind of manipulate his defense strategy.
Talk about a blow to Rusty, right?
Yeah.
The woman he loves, the woman he's trying to protect, she's been working against him.
Yeah.
And not just, accidentally. It was planned.
Yeah.
That image of Bea as this loving, supportive partner, gone.
It really makes you wonder, how well do we ever know anyone? Even the people we're closest to.
Right. It's unsettling. Turow doesn't give you easy answers. He wants you to think about relationships, how secrets and lies can mess things up, even the strongest bonds.
It's heavy stuff. But even with all this darkness and deceit, there's this, glimmer of hope, right? Aaron takes the stand. And he gives this, powerful testimony. He talks about how much he loved May and, his struggles with addiction.
That's a turning point, isn't it? For the first time, the jury sees Aaron as, a person, not just a suspect. They see his flaws, his vulnerability, makes them wonder if he's really capable of murder.
And then the verdict, not guilty on all counts. It's a victory not just for Aaron, but for Rusty, too. He fought so hard against, what seemed like a system that was against his client. But it's a bittersweet victory.
It is. You can tell the trial has changed everyone. Relationships are broken, reputations damaged, and the past just hangs over everything. Even though Aaron is acquitted, there are still doubts.
Right. Turow never really tells us for sure who killed May. It's like he's suggesting the real killer might be someone we've already met, someone close. Mind-blowing, right?
Totally. That's what keeps you hooked. It's a story that sticks with you, makes you think about justice, memory, and how complex people can be.
It does. It keeps you guessing till the very end. And even then, you're left feeling, uneasy, like, was justice really served?
Yeah.
But hold on, we're not finished yet. There's more to uncover in this twisted tale of murder, betrayal, and legal games.
Yeah. Stay tuned for the thrilling conclusion of our deep dive into Presumed Guilty. We'll explore the final twists and turns, what happens to everyone involved, and, oh man, those lingering questions Turow leaves us with.
Welcome back to Bookcast, Bestsellers in Minutes. We're wrapping up our deep dive into Scott Turow's Presumed Guilty. And, well, the last part of this legal thriller is just as intense as the beginning. If you thought you had it all figured out, get ready to be surprised.
Oh, yeah. Turow keeps the suspense going strong right to the end. Remember where we left off? That big reveal about the police, how they were holding back evidence that could have helped Aaron? Well, that has some pretty big repercussions.
It does. It throws the whole case upside down. Now everyone's wondering, can we trust the investigation? The line between those who want justice and those who are, well, blocking it gets really blurry.
And what's really messed up is that Turow isn't just, making this stuff up for the drama. He's pointing out a real problem, the possibility of corruption in the legal system. It makes you wonder, right? How many innocent people are in jail because someone decided to hide the truth?
It's a disturbing thought, for sure. And for Rusty, it's a huge crisis. On a professional level and a personal one. He's still dealing with Bea's betrayal, and now he has to face the fact that the system he's always believed in is, broken.
It's like a crisis of faith, almost. But Rusty, he's a fighter. He wants to expose the truth, even if it's painful. That's where you really see what he's made of. He's not just trying to win a case. He wants justice, period.
And that takes him down a dangerous path. As he digs deeper, he stumbles on another shocker. The real reason they buried that evidence. It wasn't about protecting Aaron. It was about covering up this dark secret from the past. And it involves someone powerful, someone you wouldn't expect.
That's where Turow's skill as a writer really shines. He takes courtroom drama, mixes in political intrigue, and you get this whole web of secrets, lies, and betrayal. It's like peeling back layers, and each layer is worse than the one before.
And the closer Rusty gets, the more dangerous things become. People threaten him, try to intimidate him. They even use his own past against him. The stakes are high. He could lose his job, his reputation, everything.
Yeah. It's one of those stories that keeps you up all night, turning pages. You're pulling for Rusty, but you're worried about him too. He's taking on some powerful people. The odds aren't in his favor.
But Rusty, he doesn't give up. Even with the pressure and the threats, he knows the truth is out there and he won't stop until he finds it. And that leads him to, a final showdown. The real killer is exposed, and the whole conspiracy that's been protecting them comes crashing down.
And the killer's identity. Let's just say Turow throws a curveball at you. It's a twist you won't see coming. It'll leave you in shock, questioning everything you thought you knew about the characters and why they did what they did.
It will. But even though the case is closed, and the killer is, brought to justice, there's this feeling of unease that lingers. Relationships are broken, lives are ruined, and the justice system, it's still flawed.
Right. That's the thing about Presumed Guilty. It sticks with you. It makes you think about power, corruption, and how people aren't always what they seem.
They aren't. So where does this leave you, the listener? We've traveled through Presumed Guilty together, met the characters, explored the themes, but now it's your turn. What part stood out to you? What are you still thinking about?
We hope this deep dive from Bookcast, Bestsellers in Minutes, has given you a new appreciation for Scott Turow and how powerful a legal thriller can be. Until next time, happy reading.